What's going on, y'all? My name is Chadijah Williams, aka Dijah Speaks, and welcome to episode 5 of the student edition of Purpose Driven People. What's going on, y'all? Listen, I'm so excited simply because what I'm going to talk about today is truly going to help you to shift your mental paradigm, okay? Because there's just so much that goes into you not only just crossing stages of confidence, but just walking through life with confidence. You feel me? And so far we've talked about performance, and you know what I'm saying? You get to the bottom of the conversation, you happy with yourself, about yourself and your capabilities. We've also talked about you tapping into the underdog within and you being able to be successful in spite of being expected to do the opposite, right? And we've also talked about you being relentless. And today I want to talk about programming, all right? Listen. One thing that I've come to know is that we are all pre-programmed to think, believe, and feel a certain way about life. All right. And even when you were born, right? Nobody had to tell you how to dream. Nobody had to tell you how to just be you, right? Nobody had to tell you to be happy and to be curious and to dream, right? Nobody had to tell you those things. And so what I want to know is, what portion in your life did you stop doing those things? Like, what transpired? What happened to you? Who discouraged you? Who in your family wants to make you like the other, you know what I'm saying, the other person in the family, or wants to compare you to everybody that makes you want to forsake your dreams, right? And it may not be you. Some of us, you like, man, I got a healthy program and I got a healthy self-image, you know what I'm saying? I don't think, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that I have bad habits. I don't think that I've inherited things that will work toward my unsuccess. But before this video was over, I'm almost certain that some of you will shift your mental paradigm, right? So as I talked to you about my history and how I behaved when I was in middle school and high school, right? There were some things that transpired in my childhood that gave me a programming that was working toward my unsuccess. I'm going to just keep it real with you. You know what I'm saying? So, when I was growing up, I grew up in a home with a drug addict, alcoholic father who was oftentimes just very, very abusive. You feel what I'm saying? So you can imagine that whenever I ran into authority, it was hard because I got authority back at home that's making me feel abused. And the last thing I want to do is I come to school and be told what to do. Like, that's just real. I had a programming that authority, and especially men in authority, were dangerous. I had that programming. And it was just some things I honestly just could not help. I don't think that I chose to be that way, but the circumstances made me that way, right? And so some of you've probably had some traumatic things that happened in your childhood, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was verbal abuse, physical abuse, or you've been forsaken by your parents, you've been rejected, or you were adopted. I don't know who you are, but I know that there's something that's happened to you. Something that's been said to you, of some belief system that you've been forced to believe to cope with life that's not going to work for your success. All right. There's a statistic that I looked up because as I was writing this book, I wanted to make sure that the reader, that you all just felt like you were important. All right. I wanted you to know that you were very special. And I promise you, what I'm about to share with you is going to make you feel that way. So I looked up this statistic, right? And it said that the chances of life, meaning the chances of you being alive, the chances of me being alive, is literally 1 in 400 trillion. Literally, you are the combination in the probability of 100 million sperm cells and 1 million egg cells. And out of all them combinations, you won. Isn't that crazy? Literally, out of all them combinations in the world that could have been, you won the race, right? You really came out the womb winning. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all watch Sex Education, right? You see that little sperm cell running to the egg and it's just it's beating all the other ones out, right? That means there's something in your DNA that literally says, I gotta win. So if you were programmed to win, what has happened along the way to make you believe otherwise? You see, one thing that I come to know, especially in this world and in this society, many of us believe and we equate our success to a lot of outside things. We equate our success to money, to jewelry, to physical possessions, to how we look, right? But what if I told you that on the inside of your DNA, you were already successful? I'm talking about the fact that you were able to beat that probability of 1 in 400 trillion. You are a living, breathing, walking miracle. And so I don't care what has happened to you. I do care. I'm saying I don't care in the sense of, if you are believing that you are unsuccessful because you don't possess outside things, then I have to contest with that, because You are a living, breathing, walking miracle. You are already successful. I want you to say this with me. I am already successful. No, this time you say it because you mean it, not because I told you to say it. I am already successful. All right. And once you get that in your program, and I promise you, there's going to be so many things that you can do. You're going to start dreaming again. You hear me? You're going to start imagining all the dope and amazing things that you can do. You're going to start feeling like your life is worth living. You're going to start feeling like anxiety is something that can be beat. You're going to start imagining all the amazing things that God has for you simply because you are a living, breathing, walking miracle, y'all. And listen, and I know that some things have happened to you, a lot of which you cannot control, right? And I want you to know that although that there's some things that has happened that has made your programmer believe that you weren't worthless, that you weren't loved, that you're not pretty, that you're not good enough, I want to share some things with you that's going to get you back to where it is that you're supposed to be in your mind. Because listen, I want you to know something. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, okay? Out of all the billions of people in the world, right? None of us had the same fingerprint. So I want to ask you, how are you going to leave your mark? Like, seriously, how are you going to leave your mark on the earth? Because I already told you, you a living, breathing, walking miracle. You feel me? Like, if you're looking for a miracle, you need to start taking a selfie. You feel me? Like, you are a living, breathing, walking miracle. So I want to ask you, how are you going to leave your mark in this earth? Because I want you to know that you are very much needed. There's somebody in this world that's waiting on you to be the best version of yourself so that they can know that they can be the best version of themselves. All right? So here are 3 simple things I want you to start doing today to shift your programming, okay? Because some of us has been led to believe that we are something that God did not design us to be. Some of us have been led to believe that we have to live a certain life due to our circumstances, and we got to survive. We got to do certain things. We got to do illegal things. We got to do outlandish things that we know are wrong just to affirm an identity that God never had for you. So listen, here are 3 simple things I want you to start doing today to tap into a positive programming that will work towards your success and ultimately get you across that stage with confidence. You ready? Let's go. Number 1. Write down affirmations that validate who you are. Listen, there's something that happens when you begin to speak out your mouth something repeatedly, right? It's like when you say words, it gets stored into your subconscious. The subconscious is honestly more powerful than the actual conscious mind, right? Because once you feed your subconscious like, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am strong, I am educated, I am gifted. I'm talking about you just start saying these things, right? Even when you don't feel like it, you're going to feel crazy, right? But you look in that mirror and you start speaking affirmations over yourself of what you want to see, what you want to be. You feel what I'm saying? And let it all be positive. You feel me? There's going to be a time where you start feeling discouraged and you start feeling down, and everything that you fed your subconscious will start combating that. It will start rejecting all that negativity. You feel what I'm saying? The key to this is for you to speak what you want to see. Hold on. I need you to do me a big favor before you continue watching the video, because I know you are enjoying it. Please hit that thumbs up as well as subscribe to the channel, and please hit the notification bell so that you could be the first to know when weekly episodes drop. Thank you in advance. Speak what you want to embody. Again, you write down affirmations that so you can begin to say what it is that you want to see. All right. Number 2. Surround yourself with people who can give you good advice. Like, that's so simple, right? But some of us, we believe false things about ourselves. And one of the first things we do is we attach ourselves to people that affirm those very same things. Start surrounding yourself with great counselors, right? Surround yourself with adults that pour into you positively. Surround yourself with people who are going to correct you. A lot of the times we don't grow and we don't shift our programming because we always want to be right. Let's keep it 100. We don't want to be wrong sometimes as humans. Every man way is right in his own eye. Like that's just how it is sometimes, right? And so you're gonna have to, if you're gonna shift your programming in your mental paradigm, you must put yourself around people who are going to correct you when you're wrong, who are going to encourage you in the areas where you need to be encouraged, and ultimately just give you great advice. You feel what I'm saying? Where it is that you need it. In all your purposes, let yourself be advised. I'm not saying that you make all your decisions based off the advice that you get. However, I am saying if you're going to shift your paradigm, put yourself around people who are not necessarily like you so that you can become a version of yourself that you've never been. All right. Number 3, be patient with yourself, y'all. Be patient. Listen, because what happened to you, or because what has made your programming probably not the most positive place, that took time. And so if you don't see yourself making the progress like you think that you should, if you don't see yourself, you know what I'm saying, like getting better at the rate that maybe people around you think that you should, or even yourself, be patient with yourself. All right. I had to be patient with myself because it was a lot of times I just resisted authority. I resisted authority so much. It almost cost me a lot of great opportunities, right? And I had to go back to myself and just say, hey, Chadijah, you know, this trauma didn't happen to you overnight. So neither can your healing happen overnight. Like what happened to you or what has shifted your programming or what has made you be who you are did not happen within a week or month time span. Be patient with yourself. Don't try to rush progress. All right. Don't try to rush to be the best version of yourself. Just literally be the best version of yourself today and then tomorrow and then the day after that. And I promise you that 1% better every single day begins to compound. You look back a year later and you like, man, I'm not even who I used to be. I don't think how I used to think. I don't think of myself how I used to think of myself. I don't talk to myself the way I used to talk to myself. I'm not as hard on myself as I used to be. I'm not as resistant. I'm not as, I don't have trust issues like I used to have. You feel what I'm saying? I actually can take correction from people. You know what I'm saying? Like you will begin to see the compounded progress as you get 1% better every single day. 1% better every single day. And I want to leave you with this. There's a scripture that I read all the time and it helps me. And I don't want to be offensive to anyone if you believe something different, but this is something that's helped me, right? And the scripture is Romans 12:2. And it says, don't be conformed to the things of the world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind so that you can prove that good and perfect will of God for your life. And here's what I want to break down, right? To be conformed is to take the form after something, right? And to be transformed is to change. So literally this scripture is saying, do not be conformed by the things that's happened to you. Don't take the form after the abuse. Don't take the form after the anxiety. Don't take the form after the depression. Don't take the form after the self-abuse. Don't take the form after those things, right? But be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be transformed by speaking affirmations to yourself. Be transformed by writing down daily goals. Be transformed by putting yourself around positive people. Be transformed by being patient with yourself so that you can prove that good and perfect will of God for your life. And I promise y'all, listen, I'm a living, breathing, walking miracle of what it looks like for your mind to be changed. I'm a living, breathing, walking miracle, what it looks like to change your mind and to heal and to get past all the hurtful things that has happened to you. Because if you be honest, a lot of the things that has happened, it was completely out of your control. But listen, you need to get into the driver's seat of your success. You need to get into the driver's seat of what's going to make you cross every stage of your life with confidence. Because I promise you, not only does God got you, but your girl Dijah got you, all right? So listen, y'all, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so that you could be the first to know when a new episode drops. And I'll see you next time. Peace.